that is the foresight of the Finnish Overseas Development Aid strategy and policy, which was unique at that point. And I had read quite a few of them, unique from the point of view that it alone, to my view, because I had always worked in ICT and education, ICT for socio-economic development, it alone had a concept for knowledge society development, and the dependency of that on two things: on the integration and utilization of technology, number one, but also recognizing that there were already a lot of policies existing for social and economic development, but maybe not so many skills about leading the implementation strategies and the strategies that needed to be applied and worked on, and that was a gap both in the developing countries and as a feature in overseas development aid policy. But my view was at that time that the Finnish Ministry for Foreign Affairs saw that very, very clearly, and I think that concept, we tried to operationalize that and actuate that by developing a program which was meant to, and which we believe did, provide that quality leadership, that perspective, that oversight, and that divergent thinking, because technology in education is changing everything. My God, if you think even last year, look at the difference that technology and its application has made in the world. So that kind of widespan leadership and exchange within ministries is what's vitally important. We'll always remain that, of course, but and this program then was meant to provide that leadership ability, not as a dictating activity handed down by the tutors and the participants, by the tutors on the program, but as a collaborative activity, and actually through an element of soul searching also, that the participants were challenged and forced to figure out what were their strengths and weaknesses as a leader, and what were the unique characteristics that were embedded deep inside them, and how could they be brought out, and most of all, how could they be taken into the workplace, and within their own context in ministries become influential, because they were now coming with a toolkit of what knowledge society is all about. What are the drivers? The science, technology and innovation, the leadership skills, the importance of education and training, and of course something about the technology itself and the internet, and how all these things collaborate and join up to turn our societies into knowledge societies. That was the objective of the program, and there was nobody else doing this at the time, and I don't think there's anybody else doing it right now, except there's one slight little thing that we can take credit for. Of course, we did there's evaluation studies, and you'll hear about them at one of the sessions later. The impact studies are all there. We'll hear a little bit about them. But one interesting little thing that we noted in the last 2 years: the amount of commercial companies who are now talking about leadership, because, as you know, one of the official names for leadership development is capacity development, etc. We stuck with leadership development, right? And I find now that lots of commercial organizations and huge multinationals are now offering leadership development programs. So that's a little tiny indication of where the need and where the need still remains, notwithstanding that we have almost 500 graduates of this program across 16 African countries. So with that, I'd like to officially open the workshop today. It's my pleasure to ask Olivia to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Jerome. I'm very happy to be here in Nairobi and in this event, which has been put together by Jesse. For me, this is sort of both to sort of celebrate our cooperation with Jesse and the African Union Vision within this program, but also the idea is to look forward. Finland is commonly regarded as one of the most innovative countries in the world. We do well in different international comparisons as stock takers in that respect. This hasn't, of course, happened overnight, but over decades, in fact. through long-term investments in good quality, inclusive education, competence, research, innovation. I think that equally important is our deep-rooted commitment to socio-economic equality and gender equality. Therefore, it's only logical that we take advantage of this strength also in our development policy. Finland has been one of the countries spearheading innovation for development, as Jerome just mentioned. Our first bilateral programs in this field started over 10 years ago, and we still continue to work in this sector. Geographically, our emphasis is on Africa. From regional perspective, the ALICT program was a direct response to the decision taken by the African Union Summit in 2010 to intensify the implementation of the African Regional Action Plan on Knowledge Economy. The program was also fully aligned with the priorities of the EU-Africa strategy. Technology and innovation are also central to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the African Union's own Agenda 2063. When the heads of state and government of both the European Union and the African Union will gather this November in Abidjan to discuss the cooperation priorities for the next few years, I truly hope that also technology and innovation will be on the agenda, not only as targets per se, but also as enablers to all other targets. This is something that Finland has pushed forward in the summit preparations. Over the past 6 years, the ALICT program has trained almost 500 officials from 16 African countries, and of these students, 32% have been women. I'm really looking forward this day, but also to discuss not only the ALICT program, as I said, but also the future of ICT for development in Africa. I'm feeling very confident that the discussions will be fruitful and useful to us all and give us new ideas and insights in this respect. Coming back to Finnish values, I would like to once more emphasize the importance of gender equality. Women remain underrepresented in this sector still, all over the world. If we are to achieve the SDGs, we can no longer afford this inequality, or in fact inequality of any kind. I hope this issue will be on the agenda today in our discussions and preparations. And finally, once more, I would like to extend our gratitude to Chelsea for these years. We are really grateful for your expertise and partnership to ourselves in this program. And I'm sure that even though this is an end to the ALICT program as such, our cooperation will continue in one form or another in the coming years. So thank you very much, and on my behalf also, you're warmly welcome. And now I give the floor to Ramses, who will say a few words from the embassy. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Good morning. Bonjour. At least these languages were captured this morning already. So it tells you that it's pretty impressive. We're very proud of this work, seeing also on ground how it looks like. And Olivia said very good points, and I don't need to go back to those. I just can echo and support everything you said. We are fully behind this all. Looking from Nairobi specifically, of course I'm a bit biased looking at things from the Eastern African angle, but I'm very happy to see that not only this program is very important to get those kind of key leaders to this region, but only if we look at the startups, if we look at different levels of these societies and economies, we see more and more interaction between also, for example, Finland. And of course, that's thanks to many good points, many reasons, but one key is that we have the strong leadership behind. So for us at the embassy, one of the key points at the moment is to try to find new cooperation and partnerships between Finnish and Kenyan companies and startups. And like I said, there's been quite positive feedback, and actually we've seen results, and I'm pretty optimistic we see more and more interaction in the upcoming years. Maybe it is very important to let people know the kind of rise of Africa, the development of certain things, especially on the ICT, where it's not only catching up, it's going up there. We just had elections in Kenya, and it was done by an electronic system. We cannot do that in Finland still. So good point to raise. Another example that we always refer to is M-Pesa, but it's just that like these kind of smart ideas are picking up from Africa. We can also learn from those. So it's good to have this kind of mutual interaction and partnerships. Maybe I'll stop because you didn't come to listen to us. It's good to interact and discuss, and also be critical and objective, and trying to see the way forward in many ways. Just a commercial break in the end. You see this roll-up over there. Finland is celebrating its 100th anniversary of our independence. It's 6th of December, the exact date. So just to let you know that we're very proud of that. Olivia mentioned about the equalities in core. It's also coming through our development and foreign policies. So again, we definitely will focus in Kenya and the region, supporting women, supporting gender equality, and focusing on youth as well. So there we see also a lot of opportunities to engage and do more collaboration in the future. But I would like to wish you all very fruitful discussions today and tomorrow. And if you have any thoughts of doing any business with Finland in Kenya or around, just let me know and we can talk more. Thank you so much.
Thank you.